Hi, welcome back to All About the Alternative and another edition of the Outburst game. If you're new to my channel, what this is basically I have this card reader and I have these cards, several of these cards that go with this. And basically it gives me a title on these cards. So I choose one of the title of these cards and I put it into the card reader like so, and it reveals 10 items that go with that title. And so basically what you can do is you can pause your screen and write down 10 items that you think go with this title. After I do my intro, I'll come back and I'll give you the 10 items that are on this card, and we'll talk a little bit about them, and I'm going to add a few more, probably with a Canadian spin. This is a game, not a contest. There are no prizes to be won here. However, if you get the 10 items right, take some bragging rights and put it into the comments below. And also, if you have any additional ones that you thought of, also put them into the comments as well. They could be part of a video coming into the future. And now on with the card. So today's card, and the topic that we're going to be discussing, is great scientists. There are some prizes here. I'll be right back. So now that you've unpaused your screen and you've written down 10 items, let's see if you got them all right. Like I said, if you got them all right, put some bragging rights down in the comments below, and any ones that you've added may be part of another video coming into the future. Today's topic, of course, is great scientists, and this is the name of the 10 that are on this card, and we're going to discuss them and what they're known for. Number 1 is Copernicus. Number 2, Sir Isaac Newton. 3, Albert Einstein. 4, Wernher von Braun. 5, Louis Pasteur. 6, Madame Marie Curie. 7, Linus Pauling. And 8, Jacob Lister, which is actually Joseph Lister. Number 9 is Frankenstein. And 10 is Jonas Salk. Like I said, there are going to be some surprises here, and I think you'll like how I'm going to be putting this. But I've also got some other ones to add to this after this list. So let's get on with the next part of it, which, of course, is discussing what these are, what these great scientists are, and what are they known for. So our first one is Nicolaus Copernicus. He was born in 1473 in Turin, Poland, and he died in May 24, 1543, also in Poland. And he's known for the discovery of how the planets rotate around the sun. Our next one is Sir Isaac Newton, born in 1643 in the United Kingdom. He died in 1727, also in the United Kingdom. He is best known for his 3 laws of motion and his laws of universal gravitation, as well as his contribution to optics and calculus. Our next one is Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a German-born theoretical physicist who's known for the developing theory of relativity. Einstein also made important contributions to mechanics. His mass-energy equivalence formula E equals MC², which is the world's most famous equation. He was born in 1879 and he died in 1955. Our number 4 is Wernher von Braun. Born in 1812, he died in 1977. He is very instrumental in the launching of experiment applications technology for satellites. He was a part of the space program. Number 5 is Louis Pasteur. He was born in 1822 and he died in 1895. He is best known renowned for his discoveries of the principles of vaccination, microbial fermentation, and pasteurization, which is the process we use today for pasteurizing milk. Number 6 on our list was simply put onto the card as Madame Curie, and actually should have been Madame Marie Curie. Actually, her full name is Margaret Elizabeth Thomas Marie Curie, was a naturalist, writer, and adventurer, and a conservationist. and she was born in 1902, and she died in 2003. Our next one is Linus Pauling. He is best known for working the nature of chemical bond. He discovered, among many other accomplishments, the cause of sickle cell anemia, developed for an accurate oxygen meter for submarines, helped create synthetic plasma, and determine the structure of proteins. He was born in 1901, and he passed away in 1994. Our next one is Jacob Lister. Now, it's listed on the card as Jacob Lister, but it's actually Joseph Jacob Lister. Found a way to prevent infection in wounds during and after surgery. He was the first to apply the science of germ theory to surgery. And his principles of making surgery safe continues to save lives today. He was born in 1827, and he died in 1912. Number 9 on my list was quite the surprise, and I had to take it back just looking at the list and going, why was this one on here? I don't know if somebody didn't proofread the cards when they made them, but Frankenstein is number 9. And while written in 1818, I give all the credit in the world for Mary Shelley writing a fantastic, great book, giving her main character an amazing backstory. This scientist does not belong on this list any more than Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde would. Our number 10, however, is Jonas Salk. Jonas Edward Salk was an American virologist, medical researcher who developed one of the first successful polio vaccines. He was born in 1914, and he died in 1995. And that's the list you have. These are the 10 that were on that original list. And so I've, of course, many times with these cards, I'm going to give a Canadian spin to them, but I've also added in a couple of others that are actually not Canadian in this list as well. But these first few are Canadian, and should have been on this list, I would imagine. We would not have the phone that you're, sometimes you're watching this show on. Alexander Graham Bell was the inventor and scientist who created the telephone. He co-founded the telephone and the telegraph company in 1885, which is, Bell Canada was named after him. Anyway, so without further ado here, he was born in 1847 and he died in 1922. And our next one here is something that's quite, of course, pretty substantial, actually, that I would have also thought would have been on this list, is Banting and Best, Dr. Banting and Charles Best. They are Canadian pharmacologists, orthopedists, and field surgeons. They co-discovered the insulin and its therapeutic potential. And Banting was born in 1891 and died in 1941. Charles Best was born in 1899 and died in March of 1978. As you can see, I'm trying to give some of the information I have. Not all of it is every piece of it is exactly the same. So I have a structure that I'm trying to use here, but it's not necessarily all meeting the requirement for every single one of these. So I'm doing the best I can with that. The next one we have is Roberta Bondar. She is a Canadian astronaut, neurologist, and consultant. She is Canada's first female astronaut and the first neurologist in space. She was born in 1945 and is still living. Our next one here is the other little surprise, is David Suzuki. And I included him here because he actually is an environmental activist. He's a zoologist, and he also is a professor of genetics. But, of course, he is also the host for a very prominent commenting science program here in CBC, which is The Nature of Things. So this can't go without really saying that. Although, technically, if I wanted to go a step further, I could also add Science International and Joseph Campanella to this. As I discovered while Joseph Campanella himself is actually not a scientist, there actually is a scientist named Joseph Campanella. I didn't have enough information on him at this point to include him here as far as any other information about him, but if I do find out more information in the future, I will do a follow-up on that. My next one here is may not be as known as some of the others. However, I am including him here. His name is Albert Charles Frederick Spencer, and he worked at Spar Aerospace and was part of the creation of the Canadarm that's used on the space shuttle. He was born in 1928 and passed away in 1990. Now I have a couple of others here that should have also been included in the original list, and I'm not sure why some were and some weren't, but you know, whoever made the list for whatever reason. My next one is Nikola Tesla, and he was widely recognized for his significant contributions to the field of electricity, particularly his development of alternate current system, the AC current. He also invented the Tesla coil and made substantial advancements in radio technology. He was born in 1856 and he passed away in 1943. Our next one is Stephen Hawking. Again, I'm not sure why he wasn't included on this list, but he is known for the physics of black holes. He proposed that black holes would emit subatomic particles until they eventually exploded. He also wrote best-selling books, the most famous of which is A Brief History of Time and The Big Bang of Black Holes. He was born in 1942 and he passed away in 2018. Our next one is Charles Darwin. Charles Robert Darwin, and he is primarily known for the architect of the theory of evolution by natural selection. He was born in 1809 and passed away in 1882. Our next one here is Thomas Edison. Thomas Alva Edison was one of the most famous prolific inventors of all time. Without him, we would not have the light bulb and the phonograph and the motion picture camera, as well as the improving the telegraph and the telephone. He was born in 1847 and died in 1931. Our next one is Colin Sullivan. He invented the continuous positive airway pressure in 1980, known today as the CPAP. His invention revolutionized the treatment of sleep apnea. I don't have any information on his birth and date, but I know that he is still living. Our last one is Bette Nesmith Graham. Bette Nesmith Graham was an American typist, a commercial artist, and the inventor of the correction fluid liquid paper. She was born in 1924 and died in 1980. You may also know her as the mother of Michael Nesmith of the Monkees, and where the adage we get is where the old joke came from, everyone makes mistakes. That's why the Monkees' mom made liquid paper. Did you guess some of these? Some of them were a little bit a few surprises there, and you may not have known all of them. But if you guessed a couple of other ones that I don't even have on this list, and I'm sure there are lots more that I didn't cover here today, so you can put those into your comments below, and we'll cover some of those perhaps in a future video, as I said. And I know there's lots more that I can even deep dive into. Some of these I can actually deep dive a little more information about as well. So I look forward to doing that a little bit as well. So hopefully you can give me a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day, everybody.